Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where in today's video I've got some more quality content for you guys, taking a look at the Panzer VIII Maus. Now, as many of you may know, this is a tier 5 super heavy tank on the German ground forces tech tree, sitting at a current battle rating of 7.7, which does mean that a lot of the up tier games you will get can be rather painful on you, but a lot of the down tiers are absolutely insane, where you're facing things that can hardly pen majority of your armor. Now, when I initially got this vehicle about a year ago, I was a bit put off, because I did my first two games, and both of them were on the map, the Fulda Gap, which, as you may know, is an absolutely massive map, and this thing maxes out at about 12 miles an hour top speed. So it was very difficult to actually get a good game where I could actually get to the enemy and do something. But since then, I've given it a second chance, and I found that in down tier games, or even just general games on smaller maps, it can be an incredibly fun vehicle, where your armor tends to protect you fairly efficiently and is very forgiving, as well as the fact that the guns are fairly decent, and, you know, it just generally is quite fun to drive. So starting off this video, we're going to look at the first game, which is on the map Wallonia, where it's not a great game. I didn't have parts, but I was able to do fairly well, and was able to at least grab myself a kill. So here we are, starting off. We can hear helicopters up above, but I am sneaking into the town near the A point, and I see something dart across in front of me. What is that? Oh, an ATGM, and oh, it's a warrior. Fire the shot. Luckily, I was able to kill him. A shot went into the rear of his vehicle and blew up his ATGMs. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump forward to a bit later in the game, where I actually come across a chieftain marksman, who unfortunately takes out my gun. And I don't have parts in FP, so the only thing to do here is to refer to my boy Sean at the War Thunder stream.
A vehicle that can do lots of stuff.
So as you can see from Sean's brief message there, I can do lots of things. I can, for example, reverse away from the enemy to stop them from killing me, and I can also request help from my teammates to get a repair. Although the game is over and I did survive, I was able to get a kill and a base cap, so not too bad of a first game there. Luckily I wasn't killed, but you know, not having parts is still a bit annoying. So next up, we are on the map American Desert, where we're moving along towards the single cap point in the game, and, you know, our chances aren't great. But first off, I do see an enemy tank in the A point moving along, so I do need to be fairly quick to take him out, and there we go. One shot seems to kill him, explodes through, knocking out the crew, and there's also a chieftain marksman who again has knocked out my gun, although I do still have the 75mm cannon, and his turret has fairly weak armor, so if I can first off knock out the engine so he can't escape, now I should be able to kill him. He is firing at me though, so just need to be careful not to lose my 75mm. And there we go, target destroyed. 2 kills there within fairly quick succession. Unfortunately, a Magath 3 is on its way, hiding behind the buildings and poking himself out. And, you know, his shells are a bit better. He does have certain shells that will pen me, as you can see, and I'm dead. Now, jumping straight into the third game of this video, where we are on Abandoned Factory, and there is a Russian tank. He fires at me, I fire at him, and I come out better than he does. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on the point, try to cap it, because it's currently held by the enemy, and as you can see, now I am capping. Unfortunately, there are 2 T-29s that are very much set on taking me out, and you may have seen this clip of this T-29 in the start of the video before the intro, and it is rather funny really. He's next to me, his mate's off in the distance firing at me, and luckily they're not able to do much more damage to me. They did, just before this clip actually, set fire to me and knock out my gun. Although very luckily for me, by this point in playing the Maus, I had finally finished researching the parts modification so I could repair my gun. As you can see, I have 20 seconds left before I should hopefully be able to kill him. I am being hit quite a bit, but I just need to wait, and he keeps backing off, so I just need to wait for him to do that. Once my gun is repaired, I'll hopefully hit the upper frontal plate, and the shell will go through and knock out the crew. Definitely something good about the Maus. The shells, the pen is decent, but they fragment quite a bit, as they are very big shells. There's a lot of debris that goes through and knocks out crews, so it's fairly easy, and I'm repaired, and bang, there we go, straight through the upper frontal plate. He is dead. Now, the game's gone quite well. 2 kills, 1 base cap. I thought this was going to be a game I could use in a video. I was thinking, yes, finally I have a decent game in this thing, and then my internet got a bit special, and this T-29 got triggered, which led to me being effectively kicked from the game. And of course, when that happens, there's only really one thing you can do, and that is to scream. Well, after my internet connection actually got its act together, I decided to continue playing the mouse back on American Desert, and there is my first kill on a T-44. Now I'm just going to try and move on the A point, which is already being captured, and as you can see, we have now capped the base, and I'm slowly moving up towards the level ground, keeping an eye in front of me as there was an enemy spawn just down the rail tracks, and I do need to be careful because obviously I don't want to get sniped. Now, I think I can see something in the distance. Looks to be an enemy tank moving along. What is that? Looks to be some kind of medium tank, or is it an Object 120? Let's fire at him. And hull break, there we go. Yes, one of the best mechanics in the game, hull break. Everyone enjoys it, and it gives you fairly easy kills in my opinion. But as you can see, I've just been fired at through the train. And I do one stupid thing you should never do in the mouse in an up-tier game. I expose my side armor. I move out, and my driver gets knocked out. So this obviously isn't going to end well, and even firing at them with my main gun hasn't done anything. Obviously this is a tank made of starlinium, which obviously cannot be penetrated by anything. It is the ultimate material to make tanks out of. The T-14 Armata is made out of starlinium, and unfortunately a shot goes straight through my side armor and kills me. Now at this point I was beginning to get fairly frustrated. I was just asking Lord Gaijilla, why can I not get a good game to put in a YouTube video? So after a brief stint of driving the mouse in reverse for some reason, I took a break and did some Jets gameplay, which, you know, surprisingly started off fairly well. I got a decent game in the Mystere, then I went into a game in the F2 Sabre and met Epic Blitzkrieg, got another kill in that, and then me and him decided to show how great jet pilots we were and kamikazed into teammates and effectively made our team lose the game, which definitely went really well, hashtag teamwork. But then I jumped back into the mouse and I finally got the good game I was looking for. Started off by actually getting to the A point quick enough to cap it, which usually doesn't happen with the mouse. You usually find all the other teammates get to the points way before you and you get no base cap points. But luckily enough, everyone left the A point, so I went there. Next off, when leaving the point, I find a ZSU-57, who I'm able to take out fairly effectively. First off, knocking out his driver. This little Panzer IV, who's at this rating for some reason, seems to go for him, but luckily my 75mm reloads and I can kill him. Next up, jumping forward, I am actually able to move on and find another Russian tank who is hiding behind a building. He fires at me, nothing happens. I fire at him and basically disable his entire turret, which was fairly lucky. He dropped down smoke, so skipping forward again, there he is. He's now going for another teammate. He doesn't know I'm here. I take out the whole engine, and then I use that trusty 75mm to hit his turret and knock out the rest of his crew. Now moving on a bit more, I am finding that there seems to be quite a few up-tiered tanks. There is another assist, but I'm finding a lot of tanks are being up-tiered. So I'm driving around, and what do I see? Oh my god, it is a T-34. Not only any T-34, but a fairly early T-34. And I can only ask myself, why is this at a 7.7 rating game? Well, I have no idea. Most likely either up-tiered or someone who only has a premium vehicle at that rating, maybe an IS-6 or something. But this guy sits around, he tries to shoot me a few times, isn't the most successful, and luckily another friendly mouse takes him out with one shot, which is fairly funny actually. But now I'm just sitting to repair, and once I have repaired, I am able to go over to near the enemy spawn. Not spawn camping, but spawn pushing, as I've been told. Many people prefer that term, especially Ego Boy. But there is a shulker, take him out with one shot. Hull break is such a lovely thing. I did knock out his entire crew as well. And that is pretty much the end of the game. So there we go, the Panzer VIII mouse. Is it good? Is it bad? I would say it's in the middle. You get some annoying games, you get some very fun games where no one can pen your armor. So definitely something that I would advise researching and taking a look at. And I've actually been making a decent amount of RP with this vehicle for the past few games. I've been making 5,000 to 6,000 RP in decent games. So if you want to grind the tech tree with a bit of an exotic vehicle, definitely something for you to take a look at. Anyway though, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please consider smashing that like button, maybe even subscribe to the channel. If you do, that would be massively appreciated. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.